Good evening, everybody. Thanks for tuning in. Tonight, I just want to bring you kind of like a vlog, I guess, kind of like a chit-chat. So sit back, grab something to drink, pause this and pop the popcorn. Sit down and just listen tonight. I want to just bring you my Avon story, kind of talk about, why I chose Avon, what was my reasoning for joining, and why am I still in Avon to this day. So just kick back, sit back, let's just chill. Let's just get to know each other is what basically this is about. I want you to know who I am. So when you come here to watching my videos, you'll know a little bit more about me. So with that being said, as you're watching the video or after the video, if you want to drop a comment and let me know who you are, and so that way we can get to know each other. So basically, my Avon story, where does it begin? Well, it begins when I was a little girl. And what I'm going to be telling you here is not scripted, so it's just coming from my heart. So please forgive me if I jump all over the place here and there. So it's just going to be coming out as I think of things to say. My Avon journey starts when I was a little girl. My mom was an Avon representative. And I have just a few memories of going with my mom as she went around to visit her Avon customers. And I particularly remember some customers' houses because they were so different than what I was, living in. Not that I was living in anything bad, but like, for example, this one lady, she had like all these stuffed animals in her living room where we would sit. And I'm not talking about kids stuffed toys. I'm talking about later on, as I got older, I learned it was taxidermy. But I was like just impressed with it. I wasn't like scared of it because I was only like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 years old. And I just remember her having like this stuffed squirrel like on her coffee table, it was mounted on a piece of wood, and it was like sitting in the middle of her coffee table. And I was so impressed by that and so interested in it. Like, I don't know, I think it was just because it was an animal thing and I was an animal lover and I didn't know, anything else or anything about it. That's like the major memory I have going around with my mom to her Avon customers. I don't have a lot of memories, just a little bit. And I don't even know how long ago well, if I was only 4 or 5, then we're talking a long time, because I'm going to be giving my age away if I tell you how long ago. Yeah, it was a really, really, really long time ago. And I remember also my aunt was an Avon lady. Now, my aunt on my father's side, my dad's sister, she was an Avon lady. And when I was growing up, I remember Mom and Dad talking about her and how well she was doing with Avon and how big she was getting with Avon because she won trips. She's going on another trip. She is really into that Avon, and she is really big into Avon. And they'd always talk about how big into Avon she was because she won all these trips. So that I had Avon in my life clear back to when I was a little girl. Now, I grew up, of course, and you graduated from high school, went into college about 5 years after high school. I wasn't one of those that immediately went to college. I tried the workforce out a little bit, couldn't get nothing but part-time jobs and part-time hours. So I said, heck with this. I need more money. I'm going to college. So I went to college and I worked. So I would work during the day, my part-time hours. I had like 2 part-time jobs, and then I would go to college in the evenings. I would schedule my classes when they were given in the evenings after work. So, I would always be 7, 8 o'clock at night, still at college, getting home 9, 10 o'clock at night. having to do homework, and then getting right back, going to work the next day. I got married after that, and then in the course of being married and having bills and everything, there was a point in time where we were living paycheck to paycheck. I mean, we wasn't destitute, but we were struggling. We were just barely, living paycheck to paycheck, which most Americans do. And during that time, I just remember it was fall, and there's something about the fall season when all the festivals are going on and all the vendors are sitting out there at their booths. Back then it just like made me think about becoming a vendor to earn extra money for the household, because I kept thinking, how else can I help with these bills? Because I did get a job after college. I did get a job in the field that I went into. I'm an accountant. So yeah, I'm a numbers girl. So, I kept thinking, how can I help get rid of these bills? I'm tired of struggling. I'm tired of living paycheck to paycheck. Of course, I had student loans out the wazoo that I was paying for. And I immediately, when I thought, what can I do to earn extra money? Immediately, of course, my brain thought of Avon, because, my mom doing Avon, my aunt doing Avon. Now, this is 12 years ago, roughly about 12 years ago when I started Avon. So back then, we didn't have all the companies available that we do today. Yes, there was other companies out there, direct selling companies, but not the quantity that we have today to choose from. But Avon was impounded in my blood. I mean, I grew up with Avon, so that was the very first thing that I ever thought of. So I contacted Avon and I said, I want to join. They sent a district sales manager. At that time, we had district sales managers, and they sent a district sales manager to contact me. And I met with her, and she signed me up, and then I went on my way. Now, for the Avon representatives that will be watching this video, you can understand that meant that I did not have a leader above me to mentor me, because I did not sign up underneath another person. I basically signed myself up by calling Avon. So I didn't have anybody to mentor me. I didn't live in a big town. I lived in a real small town. So I didn't really know a lot of other Avon representatives at that time. So basically, I just dug in and I learned everything on my own. I mean, everything I could get my hands on to read about the business, I did. Any YouTube video that I could find about the business, I watched it. And, I just went out there and implemented a lot of things on my own and started growing my business. Now, let's fast forward a little bit along the way. I did grow my business. I thought, pretty good at it. I reached President's Club, which is the first sales level. For those of you that are not in Avon, that's the first sales level that you can reach to gain more profit, to gain rewards and benefits. It's called President's Club. And basically it's $10,000 in a year, 10 to, what would it be, 19,999? Because 20,000 is a different sales level. So $10,000 for President's Club. I did start a small team of people under me. Back then I was considered a unit leader, which is a very, very small team. It's just, I think it was like three people underneath you or something like that. So I did start a small team. I was selling at President's Club level. So I was doing pretty good at it. And then life happened, and my husband and I got a divorce. And like most divorces, it was a pretty nasty one. We were in court back and forth for at least a year and a half, something crazy like that. It was just, he would not agree on anything, and he just wanted to fight everything tooth and nail, and it was pretty dramatic. Pretty dramatic for my daughter. I have one daughter, and it was pretty hard back then for everybody involved. He left me and our daughter with me, and his daughter from a previous marriage that had moved in with us, he left us. We were on a 20-acre farm, and there I sat with these two girls and a 20-acre farm to take care of by myself. So with all that being said, a lot of stress during that time. Like, you know, the divorces are stressful enough anyways. So I think like 3/4 of the way through the divorce, I started getting chest pains. I remember laying in bed one night and just having these horrible chest pains that scared me to death. Of course, I went to the kitchen and sat down and drank some milk to see if it was heartburn, what was going on. And then, of course, immediately my brain thought, I'm having a heart attack. So I thought, no, you're not having a heart attack. Don't freak out. Calm down. And I went to bed and I went to sleep. And the next morning I got up and I did get my daughter on the bus. And I went to work. And I was sitting at work thinking about, oh my gosh, you know, because I was still feeling kind of like, I don't know, sore in the chest or whatever. And then it started again, and I was having the pain or numbness down my arm. And I thought, oh my gosh, these are the symptoms of a heart attack. So I told someone at work, just in case something was to happen to me. They said, get to a hospital. So of course I drove myself. I didn't call an ambulance. They didn't call an ambulance, but I drove myself to the hospital. They ran all kinds of tests on me. I got a hair sticking to my lipstick. They ran all kinds of tests on me, did the blood draws, you know, and nothing came back as far as I wasn't having a heart attack, nor had I had a heart attack. So at that point, they said, you need to go see your doctor, follow up with your doctor. So I got an immediate appointment with my doctor. I think the very next day I went to see her. She said, I don't see anything wrong, but let's get this checked out further. Let's go to a cardiologist. So I think that even the next day after that, I was in seeing a cardiologist. And they, of course, ran like some tests on me, like an ultrasound type test. And then I had to wear a heart monitor for 24 hours. They did see that I had high blood pressure at that time. But the heart monitor and everything else came back okay. Nothing to be scared of, nothing going on. So at that time, they just basically said, listen, you're not having any heart problems, you're having anxiety. So they gave me anxiety medication, which I've never been on it before. And I took it, and the next day I could barely crawl out of bed. And I had to get my daughter on the school bus because now at this point it was just me in the house with her and still going through the divorce at this time. And I would manage to get her on the bus, and then I would lay on the couch and pass out for a little bit, try to pass out. And then I did get myself to work. I don't know how I got myself to work, but I did. I got myself to work every day during that time. But it was a huge battle. The anxiety got worse. I ended up getting severe anxiety. I could not walk in a Walmart without having what I know now as being like a panic attack. But back then, I didn't know what was wrong with me, because I'd walk into Walmart and I would start to feel weird. Then I would start to feel nauseated, like I was going to faint or pass out. Then I got freaking out that, oh my gosh, I'm going to faint right here in Walmart. What's going to happen to my daughter? My fear was always, what's going to happen to her? If something happens to me, what's going to happen to her? And I do have family. I have a real small family, but like my sister-in-law lives an hour away from me, so it'd take them a little bit of time to get to me. But I was always afraid what was going to happen to her if I went down. And it was a battle because they switched me from pill to pill to pill, trying to get one that would work right. Each pill would make me feel like I was dying. I felt like I was dying. And I felt like I was going to end up in a mental institution because I didn't know what was wrong with me. I couldn't explain why I was having all this anxiety, because they were like, well, what are you nervous about? What are you afraid about? Quit worrying, Well, that's easier said than done, because I didn't know why it was coming on. Like, okay, I've walked into Walmart before and never had any problems, so why is this bothering me now? I can't explain it. I don't know what's going on with me. So I started diving in and reading everything I could get my hands on about anxiety. And then I started watching anything in YouTube, anything I could get my hands on about how to get rid of anxiety, because I wanted it gone. Because I felt like if I didn't get it gone, I was going to end up having to stay home, and then I wouldn't have a job, and then I wouldn't be able to support my daughter. And where would I be? What if I ended up like in a facility somewhere? Just all these crazy things go through my brain during this time. And during this time, the reason why I'm telling y'all all this stuff is because during this time, because I was struggling so much to just get out of bed and get to work, I could not focus on my Avon. Now, my Avon account remained open because people were going on my website and buying occasionally. Not a lot, but enough to keep it open and to keep it going. So fast forward through all this, I did, over a year's time, manage to finally figure out a way to get rid of it. I'm on video. All right, so I managed to get over it, and then sorry, got distracted. Somebody walked in. Okay, so I did eventually figure out how to confront the anxiety and get through it and get over it, basically. Now, I don't ever say anxiety is totally gone from me, because there are times where it will pop its head up and then I have to fight it a little bit. But now I know how to confront it. For those people that do have anxiety, because there's like, I don't know, a high percentage of people I read somewhere that nowadays have anxiety and depression. Sometimes anxiety makes you want to like stay home and not go anywhere, because when you do go somewhere, your anxiety gets triggered, and when it gets triggered, you don't want that, because you feel horrible. You feel like you're about ready to pass out. You feel like you're about ready to die. It scares you. It freaks you out. You're like, I can't handle this. So a lot of people stay home, or if they go out and it's like triggers their anxiety, they're like, I can't do this, take me home. I learned that going home does not defeat or combat against the anxiety. It actually empowers it. When you go home and you run from your anxiety, it makes the anxiety stronger, so that the next time you go out, it's going to be there, and it's going to be there in full force, and each time it's just going to be more and more difficult. If you fight the anxiety and you stay and you just breathe through it, maybe have a friend to help you. Eventually your brain says, okay, I did that, and I didn't die, and I didn't pass out, and I'm okay. I did it. I'm okay. I feel sick. I feel nauseated, but I didn't die, and I can do this. So I fought through all that. I got better. Just to make this video not too long, I did get a lot better. I thought I finally got, I had basically decided I can't do my Avon business so I just can't do it. So I called an Avon friend and had her come over, and I gave her all my stuff. I gave her all my samples. I gave her all my supplies. I gave her all my books. I gave her all my bags that I had. Anything Avon related, I gave it to her. And I said, here, just have it. If you don't want it, divvy it up and give it to some of the other girls. And, okay, Avon had a policy, and I think it's still to this day. I'd have to check. But Avon had a policy. If you went 13 campaigns, which is 13 brochures for us, which is basically 26 weeks. If you went that long without placing an order, they closed your account. They stopped your account because they figured if you're not going to buy anything in 26 weeks, you're no longer working your business. Like I said, I had Avon customers going online and making purchases, but I wasn't submitting an order myself. The day I decided that I am strong enough to do this again, I'm better. I'm not 100%, but I'm better, and I'm fully capable of doing my Avon business again. Then I called Avon. I told him, called the district manager, told her, I got to get back into this. Where's my account? What's my account standing? I was like 1 day short of being able to keep my account going. Avon had just deactivated my account. So she tried everything she could to get Avon to open my account. They couldn't because, it wasn't their policy. And I totally understand that. So basically at that point, I had to start all over again as an Avon rep. I had to get a brand new account number. I had to get all set up online and everything again. I had to start out all over getting customers, because by this point I had lost almost all of my customers. And starting the second time with Avon, it was hard to build their trust. On the few of those customers went to someone else that was an Avon representative, but the ones who did not have an Avon representative, I asked them if I could service them, could I bring them a brochure. A lot of them said that I could, but it took a while for them to trust me again, and I completely understand that. So that's why in some of my videos I'm like, don't give up, don't give up. Like, it's going to take your customers, they either won't trust you at all, they won't want anything to do with you because they think, hey, she's not going to stick with it. Or if they do say, okay, let's give her another try, they're going to be like leery on, are you going to be around? Are you going to continue doing this? Or are you going to quit again? Well, I had health issues, the reason why I quit. I just didn't quit just because. So a lot of them, the few that remained that did not have a brand new Avon representative, they did come back to me. So, with that being said, that's why when I say I think it was like I've been selling Avon for like 12 years now, is because I had that break in time wherein I was not an Avon representative, basically, because I wasn't selling. With that being said, I am President's Club, working my way up to the next sales level. I do have a team of people underneath me, and I absolutely love Avon. I wouldn't think to go to any other company. The cost of being an Avon is minimal compared to the amount of money that you can make with the company. You do have to work the business if you want to make money. It's not one of those things you can join and sit back and never do anything, then you're going to get paid. No, it's like anything else in life. The more you do, the more you get. But I absolutely love Avon. And like I said, when I first joined Avon, it was for money. I wanted to quit struggling with the bills. This time when I came back to Avon, now that I've been doing it for a little while, since then, my focus has changed. Like, yes, I'm doing this to support my family, but I see a bigger focus, a bigger, what do I want to say, what do I want to call it? A bigger reason than just money for the reason why I'm doing Avon. Most of my customers, my face-to-face customers and online customers, because I try to get to know my online customers. Like, I'll message them. They'll give me their number, I'll call them. I'll send them stuff in the mail. I'll send them samples in the mail. I'll send them Christmas cards. I'll send them birthday cards if they'll give me their birthday. And I try to connect with my customers, and many have become friends, like many of them. I have customers of all different age levels, from young to elderly. And some of my elderly customers, I'm the only visitor that they see all week. And I'm really touched by that I can help people not only with the Avon products, but with life in general. One Avon customer, I fill her medicine bottle or her weekly medicine thing while I'm there. One Avon customer, I was there and she asked me to take her mail to the post office. So, I'm not just an Avon lady with Avon products. I'm there to help and support them in any way I can. And sometimes that's just listening to them. Sometimes that's helping them with their medicine. Sometimes some of my younger customers, they go through things in life that I've already experienced. So I can kind of listen to them and, give them a little advice on what I think, about whatever they're talking about. But just connecting with people and becoming friends. And I think God is using Avon as a tool for me to have a higher purpose than, hey, let's just sell these products and make some money. It's more than that. It's the connections that I'm making. It's the friendships that I'm making. And it's the reward in my heart of helping someone, not just financial rewards or vacations or trips or whatever. It's the ultimate reward of being a blessing to someone. And I've always heard if you bless others, you will get blessed. And I truly see that for my future. And I do have a full-time job in corporate. I call it corporate America because I don't always like to say the name of the company that I work for or anything like that. But it's a big manufacturing company. They have like 9 factories throughout the United States. And I work at the corporate office here in a town next to me. And so all of the paperwork, all of the bills and all that comes to us at the corporate office. And I work in the accounting department. So, and I mostly do the accounts payables. So I get to pay all the bills. I joke around at work. It's like, yeah, this is just like home. I get all the bills. I don't get the money. Of course, I'm joking because I'm a single mom and I do get the bills and the money here. But yeah, with being a single mom, Avon has allowed me the extra income for us to go and do things, and to be able to take my daughter to the movies, to be able to allow her to be in activities at school. And now she's a senior, and I'm probably telling my age now, but now she's a senior and she's planning the college stuff. So she'll be graduating here soon, probably by June. They haven't gave us the date, which is odd, but they haven't given us the graduation date. Maybe they're counting snow days, waiting to see how many snow days we had. But she'll be graduating here in June, and then probably by August, she will be off to college. We are going to be doing, we've already done a couple college trips to go visit and tour the colleges. We got one scheduled in March 18th to go visit that college. And then we have another college scheduled March 24th. Yeah, I think it's 24th. So she's, after she visits these colleges, then she will be determining which one she wants to be at. And then you're going to be seeing a lot of me on here because I will probably have an empty nest, and I will probably be like going stir crazy, and I'll either be boo-hooing and crying, or I'll be on here, and boo-hooing and crying, because I'm so happy that she's setting her adult life, getting that started, but she's got a rude awakening of what reality is, like most kids do. So, and just, I'm a worrywart. That's why I think I got the anxiety, because I do worry. My brain tends to think automatically to the negative side of things instead of to the positive. I really learned over the years that I have to fight that. I have to hold that back and say, whoa, wait a minute. This is good because, or this is okay because, yeah, when I was going through all that anxiety, I had to write with a washable marker on my bathroom mirror. You are smart. You are strong. You are a survivor. I wrote all these positive things in a washable marker on my bathroom mirror, on my mirror in my bedroom. So when I'd stand there and see myself, I would read those and I would say those over and over in my head. And just so kind of throw this in there too, because I know there's a lot of people with anxiety. I had to, at that time, I had to stay away from anything negative. So yeah, I had to quit watching the news because that's nothing but negativity. I quit taking the paper, except for Sundays. I still get the Sunday paper only for the coupons because I love couponing, which I probably could do some videos on that. I love couponing. I used to be almost like an extreme couponer. And yeah, I had a stockpile, and my sister-in-law and I many years ago would go to rebate conventions when rebates were really big and popular. You don't see as many rebates nowadays. Like I see them at Menards and stuff. But I don't see as many rebates like we used to have many years ago. Many years ago, you could go into a store and just tear off rebate after rebate after rebate. Well, we did that, and we got quite a bit of money back off of rebates. So yeah, I love couponing. I don't do rebates anymore. I love to crochet. So you might see some videos on me crocheting. And I love to read. It's just with doing everything that I'm currently doing, I don't really find a whole lot of time to read anymore. But other than that, I am doing it. I'm on track so far this year with Avon. My sales have increased from last year, so I am on track to hopefully hit that next sales level, which that means more profit for me, and to be able to better support me and help my daughter with this college stuff. And yeah, just have a better life and a better future for ourselves. And also, and I've been thinking hot and heavy about my future of retirement. Like, do I seriously want to work in corporate America every day for the rest of my life until the day that I can retire? Because I don't even really know when that day will come. Because of going through this divorce, I did get myself, I was capable of having good enough credit to get myself a home. However, that meant a brand new 30-year mortgage. And who wants to have a mortgage payment when you retire? Like, it's too hard to pay a mortgage payment on retirement. So, we'll see. We'll see what life holds between now and then. That's a long time in the future. But, you know, by the way, I live in Indiana. So we get, you know, snow here in the winter. And when it's freezing outside, I don't want to go out there. And if I was working my own Avon job full time, or my own Avon career full time, I could pick and choose if I wanted to go out there or not. I could work my business right here, or I could go out there at 9, 10, 11 o'clock once the road's clear, instead of having to get out there at 5, 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work. And I'm seeing a lot of things in corporate America now that are really opening my eyes to the fact of you work so hard every week. And yes, you get paid for it. You do get a weekly or bi-weekly paycheck. But the ultimate profit and the ultimate gain goes to someone else, which, you know, that's been that way forever. But gosh, with Avon, I have the capability of working my tail off and getting that extra income for me. Like, I go to my corporate job and I work my tail off. I'm there every day. I hardly ever take all my vacation days. I work my butt off, and I come up with ways to make the company more money. I come up with ways to help them save money. If I see things that come through my desk, I question them. I'm like, "Lo, wait a minute. Let's dig into this, because they could do this and it would save, you know, some money." So I do come up with all that stuff, and I'm thinking, you know, me doing that, I'm making the company more profitable, which therefore is job security for me, and it's better for the company, and it makes the company better, which therefore makes hopefully the employees more money. But why not do that for myself? Why not, like, stay here and just, like, really bust my tail for myself? And then when I'm 60, 70 years old, do I want to be driving 30 minutes in the freezing cold to a job to profit someone else? So, if I can, which I'm not going to say if, when I build my Avon business as big as it needs to be to really support me and really pay the bills without needing the corporate America job, I'm pretty sure I'm going to be making the transition. So I'm super excited for that in my future. And it's always good to have a plan B anyways. Like, you know, if you want to hang on to your other job, you never know when they're going to be closing the doors on you, or when they up and decide, "Oh, there's 5 of you in this department, and we decided we only needed 4. And then boom, you're gone. So it's always good to have plan B. And Avon does have insurance. So, you know, I need to check into that and see what all it entails and cost and stuff like that. But if, you know, corporate America job isn't there, I have this Avon that I'm building. And I'm super excited about it. I'm super excited to see the future of new Avon and what products they bring us, and where I can take this journey that I'm on, and what new friends I'm going to meet and places I'm going to get to go. And I get to travel now where I never traveled before. because I never could afford it. And now I get to travel because of Avon. And I get rewarded for working hard. I mean, just the other day I got one of those, a bath towel that says Avon on it, because it's one of the incentives on that they're giving out. It's a step in an incentive to get to a trip to Mexico. It's, you know, the first thing that they pass out to people, like, yo, here's the bath towel that you might want to take to Mexico when you go. So, you know, you're always time rewarded with things to just say, hey, you're doing a great job. You're doing a good job. Look what you did. So anyways, this video is now like 40 minutes, so I'm going to have to cut it off here. Just so you know a little bit about me, I would love to get to know you. So if you want to comment below, and we'll just chit chat back and forth. You know, Facebook has been down, Instagram's been down, so Lord knows what's going to happen there. And I do a lot of my business on Facebook. I have a Facebook page. If it ever Facebook gets back up and going properly, it's Believe in Your Beauty by Teresa. If you want to go and join that Facebook page, you're more than welcome. You can see what I post. I do videos there. Sometimes I do giveaways. I think I will be doing some giveaways on my YouTube channel here to start including everyone in the monthly giveaways. So for the month of April, I'll probably be doing a giveaway. I'm trying to think of what that will be right now, because I want to make it good and I want to make it fair for everyone and just something exciting. Trying to figure out what would excite everybody. And yeah, so if you want to just drop a comment below and message me, or let's connect and shoot me a message. And if you have any questions about Avon, or how much they pay you, or how much is it to join, or if you have a question about any of the products, hey, I'm thinking about using this product, can you tell me about it? If you have any questions about that, of course, I'm here for that. And if you have any questions about anxiety, I'm here for that as well, because Lord knows I've been through it. And maybe I went through it to help someone else. I have helped a lot of people in an anxiety group that I belong to. Since now I'm kind of on the other side of it. And then when I say kind of, that means there's still sometimes my anxiety can get triggered by something, but now I know how to combat it. And now it doesn't, I'm not on any meds for it. I don't do anything like that for it. So I'm pretty good, considering some of the people that I've seen struggling with anxiety. So yeah, so if you have any questions, shoot me a message. I love connecting with people. Let's connect. And hopefully you'll be back to take part in some of my other videos. And I truly, truly appreciate all the love and support that I'm getting here on this channel. Just even the simple comments that I'm getting, it's motivation for me. It's encouragement for me. I love it. So let's just keep connecting. So everybody have a good evening, and I'll see you guys on the next video. Thanks.